So, hi guys, this is Luenda Aplicador. She is my assessor for today. So, before doing anything else, I would like to discuss to you on what we're going to do for today. So, we will do the postural assessment. There are two postural assessments, the static postural assessment and the dynamic postural assessment, in which you will perform the head squat. So, first, we will discuss about the static postural assessment. So, in static postural assessment, there are two views, the lateral view and the anterior view. So, when we say lateral view, you, the assessor, will stay in the side view of the performer. And when we say anterior view, you, the assessor, will stay at the front view of the performer. Lateral view, we have three kinetic checkpoints: the head, the shoulder, and the lumbopelvic hip. So you will just observe in the head if it is a forward head. And if it is forward head, then you will check the left and the right box. Then if it's not, then leave it blank. And in the shoulder, you will check if it is protracted or retracted. When you say protracted, it is a round shoulder. And if it is retracted, it's the opposite, like this. It's the lumbopelvic hip. You will just observe the movement of the lumbopelvic hip. If it is anteriorly tilted or posteriorly tilted, when you say anteriorly tilted, it's like this. And then if it's posteriorly tilted, it's the opposite one. So let's move to the next view, the anterior view. So in the anterior view, there were two kinetic chain checkpoints, the knees and the feet. In the knees, you will just observe the movement of the knees. If it is adducted or abducted. When you say adducted, it like this, and if it is abducted, the opposite one. And if you not observe any, then it's okay. You will observe the movement of the knees if it is internally rotated or externally rotated. You already know that. And the last is the feet. If the feet is flat, then you will check the initial evaluation, the left and the right. And if it's not, then just leave it blank. And then observe the movement of the feet. If it is internally rotated or externally rotated. If it's internally, the feet is pasulod, and externally, like this. Second one is the dynamic postural assessment, overhead squat. The performer will do the overhead squat like this. There are three views in dynamic postural assessment: the lateral view, the anterior view, and the posterior view. The posterior view is the back view. You, the assessor, will stay in the back view of the performer. Your view, there were two kinetic checkpoints, the feet and the knees. In the feet, you will just observe the movement if it is turns out. So if the feet turns out, you will check the left and the right in the initial evaluation. And the knees, you will just observe if the knees move inward or move outward. Lateral view, we have two kinetic chain checkpoints in lateral view: the lumbopelvic hip and the shoulder. In the lumbopelvic hip, you will check the movement if it is excessive forward lean, low back arches. Low back arches means as I perform the overhead squat, there is an arc form in my lumbopelvic hip. And then low back rounds. That's it in the lumbopelvic hip. And then in the shoulder, observe if during the overhead squat, if the arm move forward, then that's the time that you will check the left and the right in the initial evaluation. And the last is the posterior view, which is the back view. There are three kinetic chain checkpoints: the feet, the limbo-pelvic hip, and the shoulder. So in the feet, just observe if during the overhead squat, the foot rises, and just observe if the foot also flattens. That's why if you observe that, you will check the left and the right in the initial evaluation. And the second one is the limbo-pelvic hip. You will just check the asymmetrical weight shift. If it's going to the right direction, you will check the right. And if it's going to the left, you will check the left. And then the last is the shoulder. You will check if during the overhead squat, if the shoulder elevates, then you will check the left and the right in the initial evaluation. That's all. Thank you.